Dawn, Richard John, Desiree, time for dinner. After playing outdoors all day, we were finally allowed back in the house for dinner. And reluctantly, we went. As a child growing up in Philadelphia, outdoor play was the norm. Sitting in our house playing on the iPad or Xbox was not. As a result of these changing times, in 2008, federal guidelines for physical activity in youth were released. Recommendations include 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity on a daily basis that is fun and considered developmentally appropriate. Most children meet these recommendations through play. Play is defined as any activity engaged in for enjoyment or recreation. Active play involves short spurts of vigorous intensity activity, usually running, interspersed with moderate activity, usually walking. Active play includes the use of the imagination, problem-solving skills, and the cognitive thought process. Outdoor play allows the child to get back to nature. Children who engage in outdoor play are more likely to meet physical activity recommendations, have higher levels of fundamental motor skill development, and engage in more creative and imaginative play. Additionally, some of the outdoor play elements are related to improvements in physical, mental, and cognitive health in children. Now, I know you all know this whole notion of outdoor play is not a new concept. I'm not coming up with something new. Kids have been doing this for many, many years. However, technology seems to take up a significant portion of children's free time. It's important that instilling healthy behaviors in young children is relatively crucial. Outdoor play is sustainable from childhood through adulthood and allows for family engagement and multi-generational activity opportunities. All these benefits of outdoor play have been the impetus behind my pursuit of research in this area. This is the Early Learning Center for Research and Practice. It's a laboratory school supported by the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences. It serves as a setting for the majority of my research studies. Children range from infants to kindergarteners in this program. This is the traditional ELC playground. It was recently renovated to a natural playground, which includes natural, recycled, and traditional elements. We have used this renovation as an opportunity to measure physical activity on the traditional playground compared to the activity on the new renovated natural playground. Findings from the study indicate that the children were significantly more active in terms of moderate to vigorous physical activity and spent less time engaged in sedentary behaviors during their outdoor free time. That was in the new natural playground compared to the traditional playground. This study inspired new research questions related to the natural playground and outdoor play for me. I began to wonder what the children were doing on the playground. How did they play? Where did they play? Who did they play with? And how did the playground influence their activity or play behaviors? We are currently in the process of conducting some studies to answer these questions. We're conducting direct observations of the children's activity and play behaviors and where they are located during their play. We're developing these behavior maps to determine how the playground and its elements influence the intensity and type of play that children engage in. Dr. Mary J. Moran, ELC Director Robin Brookshire, and myself were recently awarded an outreach grant to conduct studies like this in Head Start programs. In addition to our observations and behavior mapping, we are educating teachers on how to engage children on the playground, since many children are not familiar with nature. Play, specifically outdoor play, contributes to motor skillfulness. One of our recent studies found that children engaged in higher levels of physical activity were more proficient in terms of motor skill performance. We looked at things like galloping, dribbling, and catching. So these are skills that we see in children who have more advanced motor learning. And so due to those changes, we attributed a lot of that due to the play on the playground in the natural playscape, as well as sport activity participation. We also found during our studies of the children in the ELC that kids who were more active tend to score higher on school readiness assessments. My prior research has focused on academic achievement in children in elementary through the high school level. And so we found these changes precipitated throughout all age groups. This slide shows some intertwining of physical activity, cognition. This child, as part of her class assignment, built this structure. And so they use motor skills, activity, cognition, extending the classroom into the playground. As I finished up my foundational work in this area, it's important that we know that this is critical for children's well-being. I'm taking necessary steps to help develop interventions related to physical activity and play in both the family and school settings. This slide shows, as we start to finish, this slide shows one of the days at the ELC where they celebrated National Monday. So kudos to the ELC for encouraging this type of behavior. Looks pretty fun, huh? I know I've been happy stepping in a couple mud puddles. To quote Joan Alman, creative play is like a spring that bubbles up from deep within the child. It's refreshing and enlivening. It is a natural part of the makeup of a healthy child. So let's let kids be kids. Let them play in the dirt. It really doesn't hurt. You may have to do a few more loads of laundry, but oh well. So in conclusion, our research supports our lab motto, which is play for health. Play is critical to children's health. I'd like to thank the support of my colleagues, my dean, my department chair, as well as the ELC teachers, administrators, students, and parents who have all helped foster this research endeavor for me.